Happy New Year, guys. It has been a very hard 2024. And so I want to wish you all the best for 2025. Uh, some of you may not know I've been quiet on YouTube, I've been quiet in our group, I've been quiet in our network. But my wife and I lost more people. We actually lost our mother. That you can is the donkey in the background. I'm going to keep that in because that's kind of fun. I'm outside. I am at a friend's mountain cabin that allowed me to come here. And so if you're listening to this on YouTube, you're listening to this in our group. I want to wish you all the very best for 2025. If you can hear nature outside of me, then just take in the nature and the noise that you heard from the donkey in the background. That's just all part of it. I came here to do a little bit of convalescing, to do a little bit of recuperation after the loss that we've had. And even though, and it's funny because I've been asked a couple of times, what does someone like you who's a medium, who is apparently an expert in grief, how do you grieve? And the reality is that I grieve the same as everybody else, ladies and gentlemen. I shed the same tears. I have the same feelings. And this is the beauty of it. This is where it's coming from experience. I've not just lost one person in my life. I have lost a plethora. I don't have enough fingers and toes to be able to tell you how many people have lost my life. This year alone has been several losses, one after the other, that we've had to cope with. And whilst my wife and I have a great deal of faith in the afterlife, and obviously working as a medium, then obviously I can understand the afterlife maybe a lot easier. It doesn't stop me feeling pain. It doesn't stop me feeling hurt. And it doesn't stop me feeling that selfishness of grief where I miss my mother-in-law. I really miss her being here. I miss our friend Sheila. I miss that physical connection. So there's a saying that says, don't judge a man, don't judge a person until you've walked a mile in his shoes. Well, that's true, and that's why no one can judge your grief until they've walked a mile in your shoes. But our shoes are our own shoes, and we walk our own journey. But the difference is that we're together in this journey. I could not have done this as early as raw as everything is, as the tears and everything that I have shed. I could not do it without having a community, a support community. So if you're grieving and you want to join our support community, then you're more than welcome. The link will be in one of the descriptions, or wherever you're seeing this, there will be a link there, or you can go to my website, jockbrocas.com, and you can actually click a link and join us, fill in the form and join us. This is what it's for. And I've not been as active as I should be really on YouTube or anything else, and that's because I'm grieving. And it's we lost a loved one just this Christmas, so I understand the trials, the tribulations that everyone goes through. I've been there. I'm there now, and I've been there in the past, and I do come from a lot of experience. But what I can tell you is that just the very knowledge to understand that we continue, that we carry on, brings a lot of comfort to me, and it brings a lot of comfort to a lot of people. You can't hide away in your grief thinking that your loved ones on the other side would want you to do that. That's just not true. You've got to continue. You've got to carry on. Have your time. But don't be afraid of your emotions. Don't be afraid of how you feel. I mean, just a few days back, I was in Starbucks having a coffee and I broke down. I was invited to go to a dinner just before Christmas, people here in the mountainside that wanted me to join them, and I broke down at the table. I wasn't afraid to do it because I know how important it is to not allow your feelings and your emotions to take over and to hold them in. And whilst it's very hard to do, whilst it's very hard to even let that happen in public, don't be ashamed of it. I certainly not, and it's one of the things that's helped me to cope and grieve. And when someone asks me, how are you feeling and how are you coping, I tell them the truth. I'm not good. I've many times this week, even over the Christmas period, people have asked me, and I've said I'm a broken man. But the great thing about things that are broken can be mended. And there's a Japanese beautiful art. I can't remember the name of it. I'll find it out. But I like it. It's where something shatters and they put it back together and they put it back with gold flecks, and it shows you how there's so much beauty. Even myself, with my passion in photography as a photographer, when the Hurricane Helene came through, I went out and I worked with various organisations and helping to distribute and also to help people who are grieving, as well as going through my own grief and witnessing so much death and so much destruction. But at the same time, I saw a lot of beauty in destruction. I saw a lot of beauty in what was going on. And so we can take comfort in knowing that wherever there seems to be destruction, wherever there seems to be suffering, there's always an aspect of beauty there. And even in this grief that I'm going through with the loss of my mother-in-law, whom I was very, very close to, and the loss that my wife is experiencing, there's another beauty in that because of the memories that we have, because of how we can share stories. And that's one thing that we've been doing, is sharing so many stories, sharing wonderful words of wisdom, and sharing moments that we shared together in memory of our loved ones. So I just want to jump on just to let you know, guys, what's happening, just to thank you all for being a part of this community, and know that if you've messaged me or emailed me, then I will get back to you and I will be in touch. But there's the reason, and that's why I'm coming on and doing this raw. I'm here in a beautiful mountainside. I'm very lucky that I've got friends that can allow me to use their residence for this. But I don't take it for granted, and I don't take life for granted. And whilst it's all in my mind about the losses that I've had over a very, very short period of time, I'm also grateful for the experiences of what it's made me. And I hope that I can share that knowledge and that wisdom with you guys as we move forward into 25. There's going to be a lot happening in 25 in terms of our grief community, in terms of workshops and courses that I'm going to be doing, especially with the experiences I've had recently. It's made me even more determined to help as many people as I possibly can. Doesn't stop me hurting. I'm still hurting now. I could still let my emotions run because of who we've lost recently. One of my good friends has just lost his mother-in-law as well. We're both walking that path together. But friends, it's something that we all have to go through. Grief is something that we all go through, and it's better to go through it with a community that can support you than it is to go alone. You're never alone. You just have to have an awareness that you're not alone, and the decision that you can make to connect. And don't be afraid of your emotions in any way. If I can break down in Starbucks, you can break down wherever you are. It doesn't matter. Let your emotions go. Let your feelings be heard. It'll help you go through that journey. It'll help you integrate it more into your life. Have a great 25, guys. God bless.